Get ready. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. What were the Crusader territories in the Holy Land collectively called? Outrima, French for beyond the sea. The Crusaders built a. Which German Holy Roman Emperor drowned in a river while leading forces on the Third Crusade? Frederick Barbarossa. He drowned crossing the Salef River in 11. Which Muslim leader recaptured Jerusalem from the Crusaders in 1187? Saladin. The Great Sultan retook Jerusalem on October 2nd. What name was given to the disastrous 1212 movement of young people toward the Holy Land? The Children's Crusade, a tragic movement that ended in disaster. Who preached the First Crusade at the Council of Clermont in 1095? Pope Urban II. His speech at Clermont in 10. Bernard of Clairvaux was the great preacher who inspired thousands to join which crusade? Bernard of Clairvaux. His preaching was so powerful that volunteers. The Fifth Crusade targeted which Egyptian city as the key to recapturing Jerusalem? Damietta. The Crusaders took it in 1219 but lost. Which English king led the Third Crusade? Richard I the Lionheart. He never reached Jerusalem but. In what year did the last Crusader city of Acre fall to the Mamluks? (1291). Acre fell on the 18th of May ending. Which military order was founded around 1119 in Jerusalem to protect pilgrims? The Knights Templar, warrior monks who became one of the. God wills it. The march has begun. The questions get harder from here. Which Italian city-state financed and transported the Fourth Crusade and profited enormously from the outcome? Venice. The city-state financed the Fourth Crusade, then strategically redirected. What was the outcome of the Second Crusade siege of Damascus in 1148? The Second Crusade, abandoned in humiliation after just 4 days. Philip II of France abandoned the Third Crusade and returned home after which city was recaptured? Acre. Philip II left for France soon after Acre. How long did the siege of Acre last before Richard I broke through? Two years. The brutal siege of Acre from 1189. Which knight founded the county of Tripoli around 1102 as the last of the 4 Crusader states? Raymond IV of Toulouse. He founded the county of. Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II led the Sixth Crusade in an unusual situation. What was it? Frederick II led the Sixth Crusade while excommunicated outraging. What was unique about the Fourth Crusade compared to all other major crusades? The Fourth Crusade never reached the Holy Land. It sacked. For how long did the Crusaders besiege Antioch during the First Crusade? 8 brutal months. The siege of Antioch lasted from October. Which Byzantine emperor's appeal for help against the Seljuk Turks inadvertently launched the First Crusade? Alexios I Komnenos. He asked only for mercenaries too. At which battle in 1191 did Richard I defeat Saladin's army while marching south along the coast? The Battle of Arsif. Richard's disciplined march and devastating cavalry. Conrad III of Germany co-led the Second Crusade alongside which French king? Conrad III and Louis VII. The two monarchs. The Battle of Hattin in 1187 was fought near which body of water? The Sea of Galilee. Saladin cut off the Crusaders' water. Queen Melisende ruled as regent and co-ruler for over 20 years. Which Crusader kingdom did she govern? Queen Melisende of Jerusalem. She ruled as regent and then. Which pope called the Fourth Crusade in 1199 but then lost control of where it went? Pope Innocent III. He called the Fourth Crusade but. The Teutonic Knights were founded as a hospital order during the siege of which city? Acre. German pilgrims founded the Teutonic Knights as a hospital. Halfway. The questions now separate the historians from the casuals. Can you hold on? Godfrey of Bouillon refused the title King of Jerusalem. What title did he take instead? Godfrey refused to be king in Christ City. He took. Which of the four Crusader states survived the longest, falling only in 1268? The Principality of Antioch. It survived until 1268, making. Saladin's opponents at the Battle of Hattin were led by which king of Jerusalem? Guy of Lusignan. The king was warned not to march. The 1229 treaty that restored Jerusalem to Christian control without fighting was named what? The Second Treaty of Jaffa. Frederick II negotiated Jerusalem. Before attacking the Crusader states, Saladin first united which two territories under his rule? Egypt and Syria. Saladin built an empire from Cairo to. How did you go at home? Drop your score in the comments.